Hey traders, TG Watkins here with simplertrading.com, and I want to be telling you about a free webinar, a market update webinar that I'm going to be putting on this Monday. You guys can come in, check it out for free. And if you haven't noticed, the market is getting really turbulent and has been just falling over a cliff. Now, we've kind of been seeing this with a lot of different names, individual names starting to fall apart ahead of the market. But now that this has happened, and now that we know that the Fed is actually going to be raising rates, and that we got that big reaction after the FOMC, where do we go from here? Well, this is what the webinar is going to be about. I'm going to be talking about some historical patterns that are showing up here, where we might be going, how long this is going to be taking, and how we can take advantage of this. Because if you guys haven't noticed, we've been getting things like Shopify just rolling over and just dwindling. We've been seeing all sorts of things. How about Carvana is one of the names I've been talking about. We are basically seeing a lot of these names going back to where they came from, and it is a big deal. I still think that there is a lot more downside to come for the next few months. And if you guys like to trade short, if you trade options, whatever, I think that there's still opportunity to tackle some names out there that are going to keep going back to where they came from. So I do think that this is a pretty important webinar. I had a lot that I wanted to say. So I talked to the company and said, hey, can I go out and get something out there so I can go tell more people about it? And they said, yeah, sure. If you got something to say, we'll go put it up. So this is what we're going to be doing and talking about. The other thing that is really giving me a heads up as to what's going on and what to be expecting is the UVXY. This is the triple leverage of the volatility. We've already made a 50% trade off of this thing. It was beautiful. It was like 2.5 days right there, 50, 55%. Really, really great. And I think it's setting up to go again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see another 50 or 55% move on the UVXY at some point. And then we have been nailing some really good moves like this. I mean, GLB, look at that thing, just straight down like that. And I think, as I said, I think there are more setting up. There are some areas that you can hide out if you need to, but I think for the most part, we are shorter term traders that we can either go short or you can just stay in cash. So as far as a historical precedent and some numbers, we are in a midterm election, and typically we do see the market decline. Not to mention we had the Fed on top of it, also kind of pulling the punch bowl away from the party. So we're going to be seeing some good declines, and then after that, whenever that completes, we should then see the market rally and see some really good movement after that, because after a really stiff correction, we then tend to see a really good rally after that. So I'd be very excited to go through this process. I'm very actually happy to be seeing this, because this means that this is actually laying the groundwork for new trades to come up. So after all this is done, we go look around at what stocks are still holding up, still looking good, and in prime positions to take advantage of a rebounding market. So come join me Monday. As I said, I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about and show you, a lot of graphs and charts. It should be pretty fun. As I said, I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm going to be spending all weekend working on this. So tune in Monday for the free webinar, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me